Raw materials are the lifeblood of African economies, from minerals to lush forests and fields of crops. But here's the catch: these very countries, rich in raw materials, are banning their exports. Today, we're delving into the who, why, and how of this intriguing phenomenon. So, stick with us, and let's dive into the list, starting with the number 10, Nigeria. This is not just the most populous country in Africa but also one of the richest when it comes to raw materials such as crude oil, cassava, sesame seeds, raw ore, and cocoa beans, which are some of the major exports and have been the backbone of Nigeria's economy for years. Despite the economic benefits, a dark side to this story is that sometimes these valuable resources lead to exploitation of labor and resources, as buyers from countries like the EU often strike deals that are, well, not entirely fair. But Nigeria decided to take matters into its own hands by imposing export bans on some of these raw materials, like cassava, sesame seeds, raw ore, and cocoa beans, to promote local processing and value addition. 9. Ghana. Unprocessed minerals like lithium, raw rubber, gold, bauxite, iron ore, ferrous scrap metal, cocoa, timber, and cashew nuts are some of the major exports. These commodities are major contributors to GDP. Take gold, for instance. Ghana is a powerhouse in gold production, but it's not the locals who are benefiting the most. Buyers from countries like the USA have often exploited this thirst for gold. But Ghana decided it's time for a change and thus implemented export bans on many of these raw materials to encourage local value addition and to turn the tide on this situation, as Ghana wants to move from being a just exporter to being manufacturers too. Take cocoa, for instance. Instead of shipping cocoa beans, they're making those delicious chocolate bars right here in Ghana. 8. Kenya. Kenya is a hub for exporting a variety of raw materials such as tea, horticulture, coffee, macadamia nuts, waste and scrap of ferrous cast iron, timber from local wood, and wood charcoal. But the path to exporting these gems has been anything but smooth. Kenya has often found itself facing exploitation. Powerful buyers from the EU have sometimes played hardball, leaving Kenya's producers at a disadvantage. As a result, Kenya decided to take charge, and they banned the export of raw macadamia nuts, waste, and scrap of ferrous cast iron, timber, skins, and hides to give its local industries a boost, especially the leather industry. Consequently, since the bans, Kenya has witnessed remarkable growth in local industries, especially the leather industry. 7. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, like many other African countries, is no stranger to exporting valuable raw materials such as unprocessed lithium, platinum, and chrome, which contribute massively to its GDP and revenue. But exploitation has been a thorny issue for Zimbabwe. Buyers from developed countries, such as China, have sometimes played hardball, leaving Zimbabwe's producers with the shorter end of the stick. As a result, the country has restricted the export of unprocessed lithium, and they've been cracking down on illegal exports of minerals by artisanal miners to promote local beneficiation and processing and add value to these minerals right here in Zimbabwe. Consequently, since the export bans, Zimbabwe has seen an upswing in the local processing and beneficiation industries. There are more processing plants, more jobs, and a boost to the local economy. 6. Uganda. Uganda, like many African nations, is a treasure chest of valuable raw materials such as unprocessed timber, gold, and copper, which play a vital role in the country's economy, contributing significantly to its GDP. But exploitation has been a thorny issue. Buyers from the USA have sometimes taken advantage, leaving Uganda's producers with the short end of the stick. As a result, Uganda decided to flip the script by imposing export bans on unprocessed timber and minerals like gold and copper to encourage domestic processing and value addition, since they want to turn these raw materials into finished products right in Uganda. As a result of the bans, Uganda has seen a rise in local processing and beneficiation industries, such as more gold refineries, timber factories, and job opportunities than ever before. 5. South Africa. South Africa, like many African nations, is a treasure trove of precious raw materials, such as precious minerals such as gold and diamond, which contribute significantly to its GDP and revenue. But exploitation has been a sore point, as buyers have sometimes called the shots, leaving South Africa's producers with the shorter end of the stick. But South Africa decided it was time for a plot twist by implementing export restrictions on ferrous scrap, metal waste, scrap, and semi-finished products, along with minerals like chrome and manganese, to promote local beneficiation. Consequently, since the restrictions, South Africa has seen a surge in local beneficiation industries as there are more metal processing plants, mineral refineries, and job opportunities. 4. Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire, like many African nations, is a treasure chest of valuable raw materials such as raw cocoa beans, raw cashew nuts, and oil, and this contributes significantly to its GDP and revenue. But exploitation has been a thorny issue as buyers have sometimes played hardball, leaving Côte d'Ivoire's producers with the shorter end of the stick. But Côte d'Ivoire decided to shake things up by imposing export restrictions on raw cocoa beans, raw cashew nuts, and oil to promote local cocoa processing. As a result of the restrictions, Côte d'Ivoire has seen a surge in local processing industries, and thus there are more cocoa processing plants, cashew nut factories, and job opportunities than ever before. 3. Tanzania. Tanzania, like many African nations, is a goldmine of valuable raw materials, including gold, copper, silver, nickel, and other mineral concentrates, which contribute massively to its GDP and revenue. But exploitation has been a thorny issue, as buyers from developed countries have sometimes had the upper hand, leaving Tanzania's producers in a bind. But Tanzania decided it was time for a change by banning the export of mineral concentrates, including gold, copper, silver, and nickel, to encourage local processing and smelting, thus turning these raw materials into finished products right within Tanzania. As a result, since the bans, Tanzania has seen a surge in local processing and smelting industries, and there are more gold refineries, copper smelters, and job opportunities. 2. Zambia. Zambia, like many African nations, is a goldmine of valuable raw materials such as soya and sunflower meals, maize, timber logs, exotic hides, raw hides and skins, and copper concentrates. These are the lifeline of Zambia's economy, contributing massively to its GDP and revenue. But exploitation has been a thorny issue as buyers have sometimes had the upper hand, leaving Zambia's producers in a tough spot. But Zambia decided it was time for a plot twist by implementing export bans on soya and sunflower meals, maize, timber logs, exotic hides, raw hides and skins, and copper concentrates to promote the development of the local copper industry. As a result, since the bans, Zambia has seen a surge in local copper processing and beneficiation. 1. The Democratic Republic of the Congo. The DRC, like many African nations, is a treasure trove of valuable raw materials such as copper, cobalt concentrate, tin, tungsten, and tantalum. And these resources are like the pulse of the country's economy, contributing massively to its GDP and revenue. But exploitation has been a prickly issue. Buyers have often had the upper hand, leaving DRC's producers in a tight spot. But the DRC decided it was time to rewrite the story, and have banned the export of copper and cobalt concentrate, from which they were getting just 3% from the battery and electric vehicle value chain, as well as tin, tungsten, and tantalum raw materials, with the aim of promoting the development of the local copper industry. Conclusion. We've seen how African countries have taken bold steps to ensure they get the most out of their resources. From Nigeria to Zambia, Ethiopia to the DRC, each nation has its own unique story of determination and growth. But the main challenges they face include adapting to new technologies and ensuring the quality of local products meets international standards. But these are all part of the journey. But policy making isn't the end of the road. Implementation is where the magic happens. For instance, to ensure strict adherence, these export bans can be taken a step further by ensuring that foreign investors set up their processing and manufacturing plants right here in Africa. Overall, these export bans are more than just a policy. They're about securing our future, creating jobs, and ensuring we get a fair share of the wealth. Africa. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow explorers.